for people to get here, but I don't want to wait too long because I want to have lots of time to hear from our speaker, Kathy Ferrara. So I would like, first of all, to present the president of IEEE UFFC to welcome you, Jian Yu.
Thank you, Laurie. I'm Jian Yu, the president of the UFFC Society. And this Women Engineering event is a good opportunity for all women to network with each other, and also it's an interaction between men and women for all those men who support the cause of the women of engineering. And I would like to take the opportunity to thank the Women Engineering Chair, Laurie, to organize this event. And also I would like to thank Kathy to give us a talk. Also thanks our organizer of the conference who provided logistics for this Women Engineering event. Thank you all for coming. Welcome.
And without further ado, I would like to ask Pai Chi Li to speak a little bit and just thank him very much for this wonderful organization. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Laurie. I really want to thank her because she's really putting a lot of efforts in organizing this event. More than 1 year ago, she started to discuss this event, trying to make sure everything will be good. There will be good arrangement. And also, of course, I want to thank you all for coming, not only to the conference, but also to this WIE event in particular. Thank you.
Thank Catherine Ferrara for coming to present. She's Distinguished Professor of Biomedical Engineering at the University of California, Davis. And I really, really appreciate you taking the time and effort into getting this together for us. So, thanks.
So thanks everyone for coming, and I'll tell you a little bit about my experiences and career, and I'd be glad to answer questions if you have questions as well. We really have the best jobs in the world. That research and engineering and science is about the most exciting thing that you could possibly do. If you look at the bottom of the slide, it says, go get someone from accounting to kill the spam excitement. I mean, we have such a wonderful career, wonderful opportunity to impact people's lives and to create things and to really get joy from the things that we do. So that's really my main message to you, that I think that there is just a tremendous opportunity to be a woman in engineering and in ultrasonics in particular. That strong disagreement is actually part of the fun of science in many cases, and really enjoying the interaction and the opportunity to have passionate discussions is part of what makes this such a great career and such a really fun thing to do. Another idea that I guess I would share with you is that holding on to your ideas is important, because they're...
So are there any questions?
So my question is about sort of mid-career stage faculty who are on a trajectory toward potentially promotion, and it's sort of two-faceted. One is in regard to, you mentioned negotiations specifically. At some institutions there appears to be a glass ceiling on how far one can advance without taking on a significant administrative responsibility. That's not true at all institutions, but it is at some. And do you have any advice on how to navigate that? And the second part of the question is, some people would advocate, and I think this tends to be an approach that's accepted more by perhaps one gender than another, that a good approach to getting promoted and advancing in career is to negotiate with alternative offers, right? To go out and seek alternative positions proactively, even if you don't necessarily intend to take them, and then use that as a negotiating strategy. And what are your thoughts on that?
So those are really hard questions. The first question of service and what to do as you're trying to move up into your promotion, I think you have to assess what's typical for your environment. It is really valuable to have a big tent and to have people who contribute in lots of different ways, and how you see yourself as where you think you can be of the most value is also really important. Yeah, what remind me of your second part? So your second part is... So in our place, totally, yeah. I mean, you cannot get, in fact, you cannot get a raise out of sequence without an offer.
So I feel that we thought really to become like men, but now there are a lot of us who are senior, and perhaps it's interesting now to start to think what could the men learn from us, or how can we influence really the system in ways that maybe are more feminine, I would dare to say. For example, really giving attention to others, which we are stronger. Maybe this should count also in promotion. We can a little bit, since we sit now very often in a lot of committees, we can modify the way I feel really to men. This thing, multitasking, for example, is considered to be more feminine.
Yes.
Attribute. Maybe we can start promoting this feature, which is quite a good one, really, and maybe men can do some effort to become like us. What do you think?
Things that I do right at the moment, at the request of my chancellor, I teach workshops on unconscious bias. This is my teaching right now. In the future, helping to, to keep women in the pipeline from high school.
I have a question from a junior faculty. So I just started my lab 3 months ago. And I know you have trained many postdoc graduate students, and they established their own independent lab. And I'm wondering, what's your suggestion for junior faculty, how to establish their own research brand that is different from their mentors? I know their mentors are great, but we still need to become independent and have our own research brand.
So my advice is typically to not stray too far initially, to incrementally move away. I mean, it's good to have a couple of different projects and to start out in some new directions, but thank you so much for your attention and for your questions.
And there's other things that are personally right? But I think it's part of it. Yeah. So my actual deadline is
Probably not.
The general, and yeah, these people are making pretty good progress.